Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Today, I'm going to be speaking about spiritual discernment. How can we assess the powers within us? Okay, so there's a righteous pathway in our religions. And today I'm going to be talking about Jesus Christ, okay? And spiritual discernment, dealing with Jesus Christ, okay? So they had a place called Gotacola, okay? And it was a place that Jesus supposedly went to get crucified, okay? So crucified is symbolic to power increasing, not dead. Okay. Also, Gotacola is symbolic to our skull. So we had the pituitary gland and also the pineal gland. Okay. And what happens is once the liquid from our 33 vertebrae rises and it connects to the Gotica, the skull, the pituitary gland, and also the pineal gland creates a powerful alchemical substance known as alchemy. It's also described as the intelligence of the heart, conjunction of sun and moon, marriage of sun and moon, or either the seventh stage of alchemy, which is known as coagulation. The soul has to die out and decompose in order to reach soul evolution. So, polarity, creating something beautiful, is manifested throughout the universe, and it shows us if we pay attention. 222 is just on the clock. So, for an example, the trees. Where I'm at now is winter, and the trees have no leaves, and the branches is everywhere. So we're basically like walking branches, tree branches. So once we view our body, we see the nervous system, and the nervous system is symbolic to the tree branches. Okay, so in order for the tree to grow, it has to go through the process of the dark soil. Okay, the dark soil have a seed, okay, planted in it. Okay, then it receives the sunshine and the water, and it grows. It ascends to heaven. Okay, and if you see a tree, you can look at the bottom of it and see the dark soil. Then you can look at the top and see that it's ascending to the heavens. Okay, it's ascending up just like the pyramids. So it shows us soul evolution throughout nature. We just have to view it. Okay, just like the flowers. Okay, the flowers bloom and they grow, but they also die out in the wintertime, and then spring they are reborn again. They show rebirth. Okay, also like the trees. So when we think of the biblical character Jesus Christ, it describes soul evolution. So they had a story called the Jacob's ladder. Okay, Jacob's ladder is symbolic to the 33 vertebrae, that this spinal fluid goes up and awakens the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Okay, always be familiar with that. So Jacob's ladder was showing us soul evolution, and it's known to be as the angels went up and down Jacob's ladder. Okay, the angels are symbolic to messengers. Okay. Also, messengers of light. Okay. And they also refer to light bringers, bringing you to the light. So when we think of soul evolution, it describes us ascending. 5:15 was just on the clock, to a higher level of consciousness. Now in the Bible, they had a tree. They had it called the tree of evil and the tree of good. And it's symbolic to us having a balance with the mind, body, and spirit. So if we stayed in the lower chakras, okay, the lower chakras is third dimensional. It deals with the root chakra, that's red. Okay, we have the sacral chakra, is like orange, and we have the solar plex, that is yellow. Okay, so the solar plex is connected to the sun energy that we have within us. We have electric magnetic energy, soul energy that lies within us that we have to activate the Gotika, okay, the skull, pineal gland, the pituitary gland. Okay, once we do, we perceive a higher level of consciousness. But if we in those lower chakras, we then become stagnant. Okay, and if a person ate from the tree of evil, they wouldn't be able to ascend to the heavens. Okay, and the tree of evil describes the solar plex, the chakra, and the root chakra. And the solar plex is symbolic to creative energy, ego, overindulging. Okay, then we have the sacrum. That's all about balancing, creativity, love. The root is about actually being safe, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Not living in fear, not looking over your head, not staying in low vibrating energy of sorrow, okay, and bad things. It's just all low energy. Also, when we deal with ego, we deal with also materialistic possessions as well, to have a balance with all three, because that's three-dimensional. Okay, so if one wasn't taking care of their body and not being of balance, okay, it will leave the energy stagnant, because the 33 vertebrae, with our liquid, with the electric magnetic field connected to us, we go up and down it. So basically, like how they say the angels went up and down it, it goes up and down, in our body. So to keep it from being stagnant, we have to take care of ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So we can't be overindulging in anything, if we want to eat the fruit of good, for an example. And that's what the fruit of the tree of good and evil is symbolic to. Having soul evolution, but having a balance to be able to reach the kingdom of heaven from being righteous and being balanced with the mind, body, and spirit. Now, I speak about Kemet knowledge all the time, because in order to be a divine being, they stated that we had to have balance. And for an example, they had the Great Pyramid that sat in the center of the northern hemisphere in Kemet. And it was the foundation of all other pyramids worldwide. And it sat in the center for perfect balance and alignment. If the pyramid was off balance, it disrupted the earth energy all over. Okay, so it's symbolic to our body. We have to have balance. Okay, always be familiar with that. So it shows soul evolution throughout the universe. Okay, always be mindful of that. And it's also, I was thinking about the now, okay, and how the black soil from Kemet, okay, it brought fertilization to Kemet. Okay, they were able to create crops, food, okay, travel, build, all because of that black soil. So always be familiar that, and I say this over and over and over again, and it's so you'll have a bird's eye view of how spirituality works, spiritual discernment, and be able to open your mind up to new things and to see the world for what it is, So it shows us, we're going to have to go through the soul dying out and decomposing. Okay, we're going to have to go through the solid in order to get to the liquid gold. Okay, we're going to have to go through transformational times in order to get to the golden age. Okay, and it all describes us ascending to a higher level of consciousness. Okay, but we have to be able to do the work. Okay, the work got to be done. Okay, 111 on the clock. So I'm going to post a actually video that I view of Gotacola. It describes the actual place where Jesus went to get crucified. Was actually the skull. Okay, this shows the temple. Okay, the God that's within us, the Godheads of Buddha, Greek mythology, Kemet, the netters. They were all symbolic to a higher level of consciousness, of showing righteousness, of being lovers, of being healers, of being creating a bee by my car, of creating, charities and helping others and practicing forgiveness, righteous spirituality, energy. They all heal, and they wanted us to have the understanding to we can be able to have soul evolution. Okay, the statues, the monuments, the ancient knowledge that was left behind was so we'll be able to go back and to perceive a higher level of consciousness, and that's why it was left behind, so we could have the understanding to have soul evolution, and be able to see what we need to do in order to ascend. Okay, and it's basically take care of ourselves, number one, and then send the elevator back down, take care of others, and operate out of a righteous heart. Have a heart light as a feather, and love. Spread love throughout the universe. 13:03 on the clock. Okay, and don't never stop being love. And I always express that love is the highest vibration to emit to, and that's what connects us to the center, the core of energy, where everything begins at and expands its way out. 13:23 on the clock. So always be familiar with that. The spinal liquid is known to be the Kundalini energy. Okay, also known as regular liquid. Different nationalities study spiritual discernment of mind, body, and spirit. Okay, and I always say emotions, and it's called different things. Laura Dantian in one religion, and it all boils up to spiritual discernment. Okay, being balanced with the mind, body, and spirit to reach soul evolution. Okay, so that's all. I wanted to shed some light. I'll place a video below, and also you can check out my Instagram. I'm going to place actually pictures so you'll be familiar with the pineal, the pituitary gland, Jacob's ladder as well. Everything that I mentioned I'll post so you'll be able to see it. Also the spinal fluid that moves continuously up and down our spine. Okay, I love you all, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love.